Now, a new book claims King Charles is cold and out of touch, and the relationship between Princes Harry and William is now beyond repair. Endgame, written by Omid Scobie, also portrays the Duchess of Cambridge as a jealous wallflower who's afraid of some public engagements. Prince Harry and Meghan are not criticised in it at all. Has this hotly anticipated book sent the royal family into turmoil? Could there be more turmoil? Joining me now, TalkTV's royal correspondent, Rupert Bell, is with us. It's the next chapter of Jip to be thrown at the royal family, I guess, Rupert. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And yes, exactly what it is, and they're basically more mudslinging at all aspects of the royal family from Omid Scobie. And basically no response will come from the royal family. That's what they did after the Netflix documentary came out just over a year ago. After Spare came out, they kept there were no comments. And the same thing will happen here. But once again, obviously this book is, in Omid Scobie's view, is that the royal family is a hugely flawed institution, except for the couple who are in Montecito. And this, I think, is where people are questioning the sort of the one-sided nature of his assessment of the situation. He says that he didn't speak to Meghan and Harry, but he has admitted he was briefed by people who knew them well. So clearly there's been some sanctioning of that. And when you just said in your introduction the breakdown of relationships between William and Harry, these books coming out further create a rift between those two brothers, who, before Harry married Meghan, were very close. There was a very close with Kate. Harry and William were very close friends, but that now is irreparably broken, it would seem, unless they learn to keep their mouth shut.
So how can we be sure that, how authentic is this? I mean, who is Omid Scobie, for a start? What's his backstory? And even if this information has come via Meghan and Harry, which the smart money says it has, it would still only be two people's opinion, right?
Well, exactly. Well, Omid Scobie wrote a book called Finding Freedom a couple of years ago when Meghan and Harry split from the royal family. He's been had long-term interest in the royal family. There were question marks about his age. He lied about his age, but he admitted it was naive of him to do so. He's been around as a reporter for some time, so he's well connected in terms of certain aspects of his journalistic career. But it just does feel like a one-sided view, and good journalism is supposed to be balanced and nuanced. The element of this is and particularly when you read all the sort of the bits that have been brought out to attention, not particularly nuanced. And to suggest that William is, look, it's very hard for the royal family, and they need to make sure they're connecting with the younger generation. But the one thing the king has always done through the Prince's Trust is being mindful of helping the younger generation. Okay, he may be 75 now, and clearly in the latter stages of his life, but at the same time, he is aware that unless he connects with the young, then the royal family will have a problem. William is mindful of that as well. So to suggest that they don't know what's going on, I think is naive of Omid Scobie as well, because they're not entirely stupid. They are aware of the situation out there.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I mean, you mentioned that relationship between William and Harry, Rupert. If this book has been written tacitly, indirectly, with sources empirically close to Meghan and Harry, then naturally, if William gets to read this stuff, he'll think, hang on a second, this has been said by my brother, and it will further damage those relations, as weak as they might be already.
Yes, and there are further allegations that Omid Scobie has said, I've seen letters saying who made those racist comments about their children. But actually, when you look at it, if you look at the timeline, there was one person, then Harry denied it in his interview with Tom Bradbury, and now suddenly we've got two people claiming to be racist. So what is going on? And this is the problem. You feel that the stories are ever changing, and maybe the Sussexes are not quite sure what the story is, because you won't be being briefed by members of the royal family. Look, he may have got some sources that are close to other elements of the royal family, but looking at the way the book is written, it definitely feels one-sided. Although he did say that the Sussexes were caught on the hop a bit by suddenly finding their ideas that they were putting to Spotify were being turned down. Well, that is the reality of the world. How many times anyone's got a good idea, how many actually end up getting commissioned and all that sort of thing? The reality of the business world hit hard, and Spotify soon realized that they weren't quite as bankable as a couple as they originally thought. Hence the reason why that deal was terminated. But of course, they're now suggesting that Meghan's got great plans and will be even comparing her as a future, what's she called? The Stewart lady in America, whose name just escapes me, who's been the doyen of America for all her life. Martha Stewart, yes, it just escaped me. Do you see what I'm saying? Is that she could follow into Martha Stewart's footsteps?
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's a leap of faith, I think.
Well, could follow into anybody's footsteps, I suppose. Listen, Rupert, thank you for that. Maybe yours. Rupert Bell, royal correspondent with us here on Talk TV. Thank you as ever.